Hello, my name is Emily Daly. I'm going to be giving you an overview of the Handheld release version 1.32. To get started, we're going to take a look at the new additions to the retail side of the Handheld. We're going to go ahead and log in. And the new module that we have added is the transfers module right here. In this list, we can see any and all open transfers from the Handheld, POS, or Director. But we can also create new transfers from the Handheld. We have the option of creating it from the store, to the store, or both. The from store will use the current store as the from store option will use the current store as the to location, and you will have to pick which store you want to send the transfer to. The to store option will use the current store as the from location, and you will choose which store you want to get the transfer from. The both option will allow you to select any stores for both locations. For this demo, we're going to go ahead and use the from store option. From here, we can select any store that we want and then type in which handheld or note we want from the handheld. From here, we can scan any item we want or input the number. Then we can either apply it from inventory, or we can simply back out and resume it later if we need to. So moving on to the other edition of the handheld application for the retail side is the new edition of retail settings. And the first setting that we've added to this is the spot check definition list. So it defaults to disabled, but when you enable it, you can go into spot checks and in creation you can use all the definitions. However, if we go back and disable the setting, we can only use the no definition in creating a new spot check. We'll use this, that way some people don't have to worry about getting all the items in the definition for a spot check, and just go ahead and create very quickly, scan what they need to, and finish with the spot check. From here, we'll go ahead and move on to the warehouse side. We'll go ahead and change to our warehouse web service. So we have two new modules in this warehouse service. It's called blank orders and verified items. We'll go ahead and do an overview of the blank orders first. So from here, we can create a simple blank order that we can then process on the UI side of things. So I will go ahead and show you how we can go about creating a new blank order. We will press the button down there, select the account that we want to create, select the sales rep, and then enter any PO number or notes for this customer that we want. And then from here, we can scan any items that we would like, enter the quantity that we want to order, then from there, we can go into the UI, go to Order Monitoring, find the handheld order from the date and the GUID, and then process the file. From there, if we go back into Inventory and Orders, we can find the order that we just created on the handheld. So now we can continue on and take a look at the other modules that are part of this release on the warehouse side. So we can go ahead and go back to the main menu. And the other new module is the Verify Items. The purpose of this module is to verify against item status rather than the order status. And I'll show you how that works right now. So we'll go over to Pick Order. We can choose which order we want, which is, in this case, 412. We'll go ahead and pick just one item from this order. We'll go ahead and scan that item right now. Input the quantity we want picked. As you can see here, it's saying partially picked for the entire order. And when we go over to Verify Items, we do have the option of selecting orders based on in progress, picked, or verifying. We can change that however we need to. So in this case, the order that we just did, we're partially picking right now, so we've only picked one item. Here's the order right here. If we go into it, we can continue with this order. And we can see that it's just the one item that we've picked from 112. None of the other items are showing up since they have technically been flagged as not picked yet. From here, we can go ahead and scan the item again and verify. And as far as the handheld is concerned, based on the item status, is that this order is correct. So that is how verified items work. Obviously, if we go back to the order and change to in progress, since we started picking it, go back, pick the rest of the order. And if we're going to pick the rest of the order, so I can show you the new feature for the picking process. Whenever we scan an item that requires serial numbers, after we input our picked quantity, it will now prompt us if the item needs a serial number to input each different serial number for the items you've picked. As you can see here, right here will give you the progress. We've picked twice, so we need 2 serial numbers. You can enter the serial numbers here by the use of the Add button, and then down here you will actually take a look at all the serial numbers you have inputted, which I'll demonstrate now. So in this case, we'll just make a very simple 3-digit serial number and add. And as you can see here, there's a list right here. We'll go ahead and add another 3-digit number and add that. And as you can see, the list is growing with different numbers, and you can see up here the progression bar. But let's just say if we aren't paying attention and we go ahead and add in a 3rd number. If we try and hit continue, a prompt will come up saying that we have to match what the serial number quantity is with the pick amount. So in that case, we need to remove one of them. And when we do that, it is removed from the list, and we can then continue on since it is now matching. We'll go ahead pick the rest of these items to once again show you what it looks like for the serial numbers and verifying items. So in this case of this item, we have picked 3. If we try and continue with less than, we will also get the same prompt that says that we have to have a pick quantity and a serial number count that are the same. So we add what we need to, and we'll continue on. We'll go ahead and scan the last item and pick the amount we need. And yet again, add in the serial numbers. This would be continue. There we go. So now if we go back to verified items, we can even filter down to the groups if we need to. From here, we can only pick the items that are part of that pick group. Or we can go back, select all groups, and pick the entire and verify the entire order if need be. And then we can mark it as verified. And that covers everything in this handheld update. For any questions, contact the support team at websupport@FasttracksPOS.com. Thank you for your attention, and I hope you have a nice day.